9 poems for Ava. The first is a sonnet. Friendship cannot quench one's thirst, undo the curse of birth, save the damned, the sick, the cursed, redeem the poisoned earth. It cannot give a man his freedom, give him back his youth, make worthy those that will succeed him, nor sweeten bitter truth. Might it be that were I offered peace of mind, relief from pain, deliverance, and sweet release from aches that rack my brain, I'd ever let your friendship go? Not now, not ever, no. The second poem for Ava. I am alone upon a long familiar peak of a sequestered mountain high above the ground, rarely finding down below the things I seek or sharing what it is that I have found. I've lived in concert only with a few, oft finding others' company was fraught with things from which I naturally withdrew to lose myself in nature, books, and thought. Alone atop this craggy peak so long, since consciousness of self and world emerged, I unearthed ways to put in words and song the sea of tar in which I was submerged. Some loves along the way, but very few, they're gone or lie in everlasting rest. A heart grown rancid, sure that nothing new could waken what had long since been suppressed. Then you appeared, and all the things you are, how intensely, deep and keenly you'll be missed. Even so, you'll ease my anguish from afar, for it soothes my soul just knowing you exist. The third poem for Ava. Whether or when will be forgotten is cause for no concern. Newly dead or truly dead, each thing in its turn. And whether or not the world is made of thingy stuff or mind also matters not one whit. What matters to be kind. I don't mean turn the other cheek as Jesus said we ought, only that, devoid of kindness, life is lived for naught. Yet, who is merciful towards all, patient, judgment-free? I've yet to meet a single one. Certainly not me. Concerning ordinary men, my cast of mind is bleak. I care not who inherits earth, be they fierce or meek. In fact, at times my misanthropy's hard to moderate, for in most folks I rarely find a cause to celebrate. And yet there are those chosen few who move me to my core, for whom I'd happily give my life and more, could I do more. And you, my dear beloved friend, sit atop that list of those few rare superior beings who mercifully exist. My kindness is capricious then, by Jesus, to be faulted. I'm only stirred by beings like you, lofty and exalted. The fourth poem for Ava. When one has been accustomed to the gloom of arid days and thoughts too oft endured, in which one's options fill a narrow room full of pain to which one is inured, One steps outside and hopes there'll be a breeze, some bird song in the air, or hint of sun, a distraction from the perpetual unease that's made its nest inside a mind undone. Be still. The earth is wrapped as if in gauze, and in my inner ear I hear the sound of Callis in her prime to wild applause, of spirits in the ether and the ground who hover near me, even as I write, their spirits keenly felt more than observed, though when they manifest themselves at night, their former selves are clear and well preserved. But as one nears the terminus of life, such shades are less compelling in the way they seem to dawdle in the afterlife, with nothing much definitive to say. So, what to do but go on as if death isn't coming soon to sweep me off to where I'll either be myself not drawing breath, or mindless atoms blowing through the air. And so I sought what solace that I could to mollify the misstep of my birth, convinced there was zero likelihood I'd ever meet an angel on this earth, which I had given up on and now scorned, content to disappear without a trace, to shuffle off these mortal coils unmourned, no faith in hope, in charity or grace. Yet there she stands, ethereal yet real, draws near, though she has traveled from afar, as if she has but one foot on the earth, the other on some distant blazing star. And suddenly my heart is all aglow, the earth's euphoric, not what it had seemed. My soul grows radiant, for it's as though she walks upon a world she has redeemed. The fifth poem for Ava. If only youthful hearts can break in two, perhaps I can't be hurt now that I'm old. And youth was simply something to get through in order that my heart grow numb and cold. Then why do I now find my eyes are bathed in tears to which they should not still be prone? My youthful heart did not escape unscathed. Should not it now with moss be overgrown? If anything, my tears have grown more pure, as if I were an oak that's lost its leaves, which, bare and barren, doubts it can endure those things which now are gone, for which it grieves. More than half a century ago, I gave my heart away without a care. It broke, but on another did bestow its fragments that I hoped thus to repair. That second time I gave my love away, it once again was dashed against the rocks. Then, twice more crushed, I finally locked away my heart inside a safe deposit box. In the autumn of my life, I acquiesced to a marriage which grew lifeless, cold, and ashen. My fettered heart grew sick and soul oppressed, blinded by the stealthy death of passion. You have helped me see what this has cost, the numbing of my heart and will to live, that crippled by the time and strength I've lost. I yearn now for much more than life can give. but your heart's both audacious and strong-willed, more passionate than mine 100-fold. When dreams you've not yet dreamt have been fulfilled, it neither will have withered nor turned cold. Regardless of what trials you'll undergo, you'll triumph, fierce, magnificent, and bold. As all who truly know you doubtless know, your heart will stay unbroken when you're old. The sixth poem for Ava. I marvel at this longing in my heart, which knows full well it hasn't very long, yet feels compelled to squeeze out into song as much as it can possibly impart regarding what you mean to me, my dear. The gift you've given me I can't repay, which nothing but my death can take away. Though who's to say it might not persevere beyond the song I'll sing with my last breath, and past the flames into which I'll be tossed. Deep feelings such as these cannot be lost. They're destined to confound and frustrate death. A notion not as crazy as it seems. I'm not my body, nor am I my brain. My consciousness and passions may remain accessible when summoned or in dreams. But even if I can't escape the end, and what was me is utterly destroyed and cast into oblivion, and void of any earthly way to stay your friend, I still believe there is some sort of grace, that love survives, although I know not how, that there will always be an I and thou, that somehow will transcend both time and space. The seventh poem for Ava is a sonnet. Shall I compare thee to a summer's day? A farcical and foolish thing to do. Such frivolous conceits are child's play, which misses what one cherishes in you. It's autumn one sees dwelling in your face, lit by scarlet sunsets, as the breeze rustles with a weird, bewitching grace through crimsoned leaves which waft down from the trees. And when the heartless winter does arrive, to lay the earth to rest in snow and ice, that autumn, which is you, will still survive in a dreamlike, yet still earthly paradise. For on that day you take your final breath, you'll slay all winters, having vanquished death. The eighth poem for Ava. Since you've been gone, my vision's greatly changed. At times I see the humdrum status quo. At other times, a world I barely know. As if it's been transformed and rearranged so that my stable, customary point of view, in which things do not stray from what they are, in which a bird's a bird, a star's a star, becomes a portal which I can look through to see your face there looking back at me enlivening a world I thought I knew. It's what it was, yet now reveals you in every blade of grass and every tree. How is it that you've come to permeate the heavens and the earth, yet leave them still the things they were, a cloud, a daffodil, that somehow in your features culminate? Perhaps my mind has made my eyes unwell. Perhaps my vision's fine and you are there. Which of these is true, I don't much care. And whether I've gone mad, I cannot tell. I only know I see you everywhere. The universe becomes you, mademoiselle. The ninth poem for Ava. Ava, are you well? Are you in pain? Up against it in some sort of bind? There's not much else but you that's on my mind, other than to hope that there are words that I can find within this oft unsettled, mixed up brain that yet has ample vigor to impart some of what you stir up in my heart. In any case, I'll do my best to try and make a start towards making what I feel for you quite plain, unencumbered by exaggeration, a warm and tender, loving declaration of what's become quite clear to me through constant contemplation. You've changed my life in ways I can't explain, woke me from a long, unpleasant dream, turned this cesspool to a mountain stream, restored a blighted soul that I thought no one could redeem. Ava, I'm unwell and oft in pain. And yet I know this fitful, mixed up brain can still make what I feel for you quite plain. You've changed my life in ways at least I'll try now to explain. You've helped me to my self-esteem regain, my gloomy disposition to constrain, made roses grow inside a sewage drain, and healthy plants to live and thrive upon a bare moraine. Ava, how you've changed my life, I hope this too makes plain. I'd risk both life and limb if doing so might heal your pain.